Hey everybody, welcome back to the Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast. I'm Dr. Stephen Cabral, board certified doctor of naturopathy, founder of the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute. Excited to get into today's show. We have so many IHPs and others from in the industry looking to either add on a new service to their current offerings, whatever it is that they may be doing, massage therapist, esthetician, nurse, etc., or starting a health coaching practice from scratch. So I wanted to share with you here today, there's really only two ways that you're able to build a business from scratch. It could be any business in the world, but namely, we're going to talk about health coaching or health-based services here today. I went through this myself. I help others go through the process, and I have no doubt that you may have either gone through it or you might be going through it right now. So there's two main ways. I mean, that's it. That's the nice thing about it. And once you know your way, you're able to then narrow it down and just say, okay, this is what I need to do. So you either come from resources, a place of resources, or you have to come from a place of resourcefulness. That's basically it. So let me give you an example. When I was first starting out, around the year 2000 or so, and I really wanted to get out there and get personal training clients and nutrition clients and strength and conditioning clients, I had no money, like literally no money. I lived in Providence, Rhode Island, but I commuted every day to Boston, Massachusetts. There's a big reason for this, that I paid a whole $375 a month for rent, splitting a 2-bedroom apartment in Providence, Rhode Island, where I did my undergrad with a roommate of mine. And then I took the commuter rail that I could get a pass each month for like $150. And I was able then to go to the city of Boston, which was about, an hour and a half away, but it was about 50 miles. And what I was able to do was almost, as they say, spend in a foreign currency. Let's say you're spending in pesos or so, but you're making dollars, right? So I was living in Providence, Rhode Island, spending very little money, but I was working in Boston where the clientele that I was looking for were from. So a little bit of resourcefulness there. Now, again, I'm 22 years old. I wanted to be able to really break into this industry, didn't necessarily have any connections. And so what I did was I began to work at a gym that had those connections, and then also trying to pick up clients on my own. So I'll get to that just in a little bit further. So kind of couple resourceful things. One, want to make a living somehow. So I'm working for another gym. And then also wanting to build up myself on my own outside of gym hours. Okay, so that's what I was doing. Now, if you flash forward 3 years from then, I went on my own completely around 24, 25 years old. So yeah, right around 25 years old. And so at that point, I was no longer working for any other gyms or anyone else. I was consulting with a bunch of boutique studios and spas and different places like that. I would hire all their employees. I would train them up in personal training, conditioning, nutrition, and give them all my plans so clients followed the same exact system. And it worked great. And then 26 years old or so, that's when I opened my first location. Actually opened, right around 26 years old. And what I had then was still no money, because the money that I did had, which was not a lot saved up, I actually put into building out that first location. So what did I have to do in terms of resourcefulness? Well, I cleaned the bathrooms myself. I scrubbed the toilets. I washed the floor. I restocked the water. I did all of the things that I had to do that I would typically pay another person, cleaners, etc., in order to be able to do, because that's what I needed to do starting out. I had no ability to hire anyone else because I didn't have the resources. I didn't have the financial wherewithal, right? Financial wherewithal, which is managing money, but also the actual ability to pay anyone any money before money was coming in. So I've always been very conservative in my approach in order to be able to make every dollar count. And that's really what you need to do when you're first starting out in any particular business, is to say, okay, I could do all of these things like make fancy business cards or a placard for my desk, but what is really essential? And if I said, if this is the amount of money that I have to allocate, what's going to come first? Okay. What do I need? Well, I need a phone. Okay. So I would go, and again, I would set all of that up myself. So in the beginning, you have to be really resourceful. Now, sometimes you can be too resourceful, and what you put out there isn't necessarily great work that represents you. So for one, not everybody should build their own website, right? I've seen a lot of websites lately made on Wix and many other different platforms. And they are, to put it mildly, just not good. Meaning like a client is not going to sign up based on those websites. And I say that with as much love as I can to this community, but they're just not working. And a lot of people I even know from inside this community are offering to build you websites and all these things, and those are just not good. They're simply not. And what you want to do is work off of a template that is clean, that's easy to read, and that is mobile responsive. No white writing on light brown backgrounds or light blue backgrounds or gray backgrounds. You want it simple and easy to read. Go to a website like Apple or any of these major websites and say, wow, this is easy to read. This is easy to navigate. This is clean. I can see everything that I need to. It's crisp images. That's what a client is looking for. If that's not you, you don't need to spend $10,000, $20,000 on a website, but you need to know what it is that you're looking for and then be able to hop on a website to have a freelancer create that website for you if that's what you so desire. If you want to create business cards, amazing. But you can hire someone on Fiverr for $50 to create beautiful business cards for you. They can be downloaded as a PDF or PNG file or JPEG file, and then you can upload them to a website like Next Day Flyers or Vistaprint or any one of these and have beautifully printed business cards for you. So again, like some things you should absolutely be resourceful on, but also if you're not 22 years old, you might have a couple dollars, which we're going to talk about next, to be able to invest in things that you're just not necessarily the most equipped to handle. All right, so let's talk about it. Resourceful, being resourceful would mean, I'm just coming from another company, let's say, or you're moonlighting, which means you have a job that's maybe paying you $100,000 a year. Amazing. Okay. So now you have the time to be able to start your business and do it the right way. So you might say, okay, $100,000, that's $8,400 a month. I don't know what you're paying in taxes, of course, all of those things. But you might say, each month I'm going to allocate and dedicate $1,000 to this new business. So $12,000, let's say, over the year. And you're going to say, okay, over that next year, here's what I want. I want a website. I want a social media. I want, maybe you do on business cards. I mean, we just don't do business cards anymore because we're always virtual, but maybe you're doing lunch and learns and you want them for that. Totally fine. You also want maybe a polo made up or a uniform made up. So you're just going to kind of go down the line. These are all the things that I would like for my business. And you'll find that most of them are virtual based. You might want to make a, kind of a cheat sheet or a guide that you can use for downloads on your website. Okay, that might cost a Fiverr designer $50 or $100 or so to, you give them the content and they make it look beautiful. All right, so you're starting to allocate all of these different things. And you say by month 1, I want this done. By month 2, I want this done. And really by the end of, I give most of my clients 6 months maximum. I really believe that in 6 months' time, you should be able to have everything done. So that's your social media setup, that's your website, that's all of the different things that you need copywritten, etc. And for the most part, you can get it done in 3, and then you can make tweaks after that, but you're really ready to go. I mean, you want to get out there, you want to be moving forward as quickly as you can. So the resources is nice. If you can pay an expert in order to do the things that you're not necessarily the best at, even better, so that you can focus on your study, creating your packages, your pricing, whatever it might be. And then there's also a hybrid-based model. And the hybrid model would be, you're pretty good at one thing, like whatever that is. So you might actually be someone who's really good at writing or copywriting or all of those things. So you can easily write the articles and the guides for your website. You might actually be pretty good at Canva. So you're able to create a lot of different social media posts. So those are things that you would use your resourcefulness for, and your resources, maybe you can only afford $500 a month. Okay, we're going to put that then towards your upgrading your website rather than maybe creating one from scratch. So there's a bunch of different ways to look at that. But what I always want people to understand is that look at where you're coming from, be realistic. And so you say to yourself, this is the time that I have right now. And you might only have, again, let's say an hour a day to dedicate to your new business, creating your new business. No problem. But in 1 hour a day, you can't expect to have everything done probably in the next 30 days. Amazing, but probably not in 1 hour a day. So you say, okay, in 1 hour a day, can I get it done in 6 months? Yes, you can. If you have 3 hours a day, could you get it done in 3 months? Absolutely. So start to look at the time you have, the money you have, the resources, the expertise, and the skills, and then begin to implement each one of those particular categories that best suits you. And then start to lean on experts in their space for what they might be able to help out as well. So social media templates, great. You can make small little edits there without having to make the most beautiful, social media infographics in the world. You can use your iPhone to film a video for social media rather than having to get a brand new Sony or Canon-based camera. Those things are not going to make or break your health coaching career. They're just not. Cameras right now, if you use an iPhone or you use a Samsung or any one of these great cameras, they have amazing 4K. You don't really need anything more than that. Get a tripod, invest in a light. Just a good light, a ring light you could use. That's it. And you're going to be able to shoot amazing, crystal clear videos. It really comes down to the content, connecting with your niche, your avatar, and then leading them through a nice website-based experience to be able to sign up for a consultation with you where you get on a Zoom call or a video call with them, listen to their story, explain how you can help them go from point A to point Z over the course of 12 to 16 weeks or so. And this is the package that you're able to offer them. That's really it. That is the straightforward way that you begin to build up your health coaching business. I'd love to be able to answer any questions for you. Of course, if you do have any, feel free to leave them right in the comments below this video. And of course, we look forward to sharing brand new Integrative Health Coach Success podcasts each and every week. Have an amazing rest of the day, everybody. Take care.